Houston evacuees know all too well the damage Mother Nature can cause and how quickly. We all saw people leaving their homes as the waters rushed in or stranded for days in the Gulf Coast. Homeland Security has told us all to be prepared. One company wants to help. Nick Connor is the CEO of Life+Gear, a company that markets disaster kits. And Nick, I know that your company believes in social responsibility. Tell us a little bit more about your philosophy.
Well, emergency preparedness is a very serious thing that all of us need to be concerned about. I think Katrina was a major wake-up call. And I think in the wake of Katrina, my business partner and I were totally dissatisfied with finding solutions for our own needs and our own families. There are a number of containers out there that have a number of emergency kits and different components in it. But in a moment of stress, I think an organized, very well thought out emergency preparedness, a grab-and-go solution is really critical to really surviving a distressful situation.
And Nick, I know your company has worked on this. Don, stage management asked you to bring this in. This is this really amazing backpack that you folks, thank you, all my stuff, filled with supplies. You sent it to us, and I want you to walk us through this Life+Gear vest. Tell us what's in here.
Well, basically, we've designed this, we call it the Wings of Life backpack. We've purposely designed it to be very organized. As you see, you've opened it, it's pretty much like a medicine chest. In a distressful situation, I think the last thing you want to do is to be struggling to find where the Band-Aids are, or a different poncho, or a situation where you don't have time really to run around and see what's in the pack. You'll find there that there's a hygiene kit, there's a waterproof poncho.
There's a blanket
across on the other side.
There's a blanket in here,
yes,
as well as some food. I was wondering about the expiration date on the food, though, in here.
It's a 5-year shelf life. There's enough food in there for 3 days, enough food and water for 3 days for a single individual, which is basically adhering to the FEMA recommendations.
And in terms of the blankets in here, in terms of its warmth?
It's a thermal blanket. It's a special type of blanket that virtually captures your body heat and traps it so that you can really utilize your own heat to keep yourself warm.
And this is the food for folks. I was looking for it before. I couldn't quite get my hands on it. Something else I think that's kind of interesting is that you have these lights and these various non-battery and non-electrical needs. These lights. Tell me about this one. I think this one's pretty fantastic. We were all playing with this earlier.
That's a great item. Everyone has experienced picking up a flashlight and finding the batteries totally worthless. And this is a device that totally powers itself. It's crank operated. It has emergency radio. It's got 3 different stages of lighting on it. It's got a siren on it.
Okay, wait, I got to do that for people.
It has also a cell phone charger. So basically, it's a very, we call it a personal safety device, a very utilitarian device that can help you in any situation.
I had to put it down. You can't trust me with electronics. But briefly, you know, a lot of people, this goes for about $100. They might not be able to afford it. If you could tell people 3 things they needed to grab before they left the house in the case of an emergency, from your experience, what would they be?
Well, if I were to pick just 3 things, I think the first aid kit obviously is the most critical. Secondly, you need a power device like our 6-in-1, something that provides you some light and some ability to communicate with the outside world. And the third one would be some sort of a poncho or something that would protect you from the weather. I think those are the 3 fundamental pieces, and obviously to that you can add a number of different things which our backpack contemplates.
Nick Connor from Life+Gear, thank you so much for being with us and sharing this with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Allison.